On August 20th, 1619, a ship called the White Lion arrived at Point Comfort in the English colony of Virginia. On board were more than 20 Africans who had been taken from their homeland, forced across the Atlantic, and then traded for provisions. Hello friends, I'm Scott Lloyd, a scholar of race, religion, culture, and communication, and author of the book, The God I Was Given, Looking for Faith After Losing My Religion. Slavery did not start on August 20th, 1619. The transatlantic slave trade was already well underway, and enslaved Africans had been brought to other parts of the Americas long before this moment. Even in what would become the United States, the story is more complicated than a single date. What developed over the generations that followed was a racialized system of hereditary slavery, protected by law, defended by religion, and woven deeply into the American economy. And that is why 1619 still matters, because history does not disappear simply because the people who lived it are gone. Slavery shaped who could own property, accumulate wealth, receive an education, move freely, participate in government, and even claim ownership of their own bodies. And when slavery finally ended after nearly 2.5 centuries, it was followed by black codes, Jim Crow, racial terror, segregation, redlining, and other systems that continue to restrict black freedom and opportunity. That doesn't mean that the United States hasn't made progress. Of course we have. But progress and memory are not enemies. In fact, remembering the past is part of how we protect the progress that we've made. Telling the truth about 1619 isn't about making white Americans feel guilty for something that they didn't personally do. I didn't enslave anyone, but we inherited a country shaped by people who did. And there is a difference between guilt and responsibility. Guilt asks us to feel bad about yesterday, but responsibility asks us what we're going to do with the truth today. So on August 20th, we remember those Africans who arrived on Virginia's shore more than 4 centuries ago. We remember what was taken from them, what their descendants endured, and what they built in spite of all of that, what they created, what they resisted, what they contributed to this nation. Because loving America shouldn't require us to sanitize its history. It should give us the courage to tell the whole story.